Hello, heroines. Welcome to another episode of Ask a Heroine. I am Lydia Lee, your freedom fightress. I'm also the founder of Screw the Cubicle. So, this week's question is I feel like my business is perpetually around the corner. I have a business idea, but I don't know how to actually turn that idea into a business. What is the first step to converting my idea into something tangible? What a great idea. And I know for sure a lot of people suffer through the beginning angst of when they have a great idea. They're like, how do I sell this? And how do I package this so someone will pay me to do this idea so I can finally quit my job? Totally relevant idea, relevant question. And I'm glad you asked it. And I do have a couple points of where you can start. So the first thing is understanding who you are helping with your idea and get really specific with that. So if you are someone who have an idea about, let's say you are the social media extraordinaire for small business owners that are having a hard time connecting to their tribe and you are really great at storytelling. So you're obviously looking for people who are in small business, maybe women, maybe not, depending on, and also what kind of business, what are they striving to get exactly with someone like you, and who are you really helping and what are they wanting from you that would be valuable for them to have so that they pay you for the thing that you're going to do for them. So which brings you to the next question is if you roughly know who you're helping with this idea, it can be very general, like I just mentioned, is what stage of the problem of this person's angst are you solving? So for example, social media, like going on the same example, social media is such a large problem to solve. There's so many stages of social media. Is it the first launch of their first channels? Is it the branding piece of their social media channels? Is it content creation for social media? Is it strategy, social media strategy about how they can go forward and use the audience to do something on their website or whatever else to buy something, right? So where do you fit in that stage of social media if that is the problem that you solve? So figure that out, and that's really an answer that just comes from you. Which part of the problem of social media, for example, are you willing to tackle and are most versed to solve? Right? So find that out to start with as well. And the third thing is when you figure that out, so who you're helping, what they need help with, and the stage of the problem that you fit into, then you have to start coming up with how do I bring them from point A to point B? So if they are suffering with their first, anxiety about launching their first branded social media channels, and you're the one that wants to help with that stage, what are you then going to create that transformation between bringing them to point A to point B? What are all the little milestones that you have to meet along the road with them? And what do they have to learn? What do you have to implement for them? Or what would you teach them to implement on their own to get them from overwhelmed social media amateur to getting their first social media channels branded and launched and getting the first few likes or fans into their database and possibly their first few content creation set in place for the next 6 months for them. So if that is the boundary of your work and your start stage to your end stage, figure out what you actually do in between that. Right? How many steps does it take? How many milestones do you have to meet? And how are you going to make sure that you approach each milestone and have a win for them in each step of the way, which is kind of called also your customer journey. Then when you form your blueprint and that foundation and that framework of point A to point B, then you have a bit of a skeleton, right, of that offer. And you can start to create the materials that you may need to lead people into that offer when you work with a real client. Right? So when you have the offer, you're going to feel more confident that your idea is tangible because it's, you know what you're actually doing in it rather than it just being an idea. Right? So that will give you more meat in your idea. It's going to really get you going on how you're going to market your idea and possibly take on your first test clients maybe for your services or products. And at least you know the journey of what you're actually going to do. Okay, hope that was really helpful for you, and please continue to send me your questions. And I'm sorry for the rooster in the background. I live in Bali, so this will always appear in my videos. But I really enjoyed that question, and I look forward to many more from you. See you later.